In this third activity, we want to take a look at CO2 emissions per capita. So per capita, you simply take the emission, you divide by the population of the country. And we also want to take a look at global temperature anomalies. Why do we call it anomalies? It's because we are taking a look at how it deviates from the mean temperature for this period. So you take the average of this period, and then you study the years and you see how they deviate from that mean temperature. Now you can see it's close to 30 years because when we talk of climate, we are generally looking at between 20 to 30 years, generally 30 years. So you want to see how yearly temperatures are deviating from the average temperature we have for this period of time. That's what you are going to do. The data has been posted on Layer under Documents. So I'm going to open the data and we want to generate a line plot to study how the change has occurred. You can see for region we have global and then we have northern and southern hemispheres. That's what you are going to do. So I'll click anywhere inside, go to Insert, Pivot Table, from Table Range, OK, and then I'll take temperature and put it where we have values. You don't want sum, you want average. So you click on it, go to Value Fields, you take average, number format, number, OK, OK. You take here, you put it where you have rows, and you take region, you put it where you have columns. Now you can see you have global, northern, southern hemisphere, and then we don't really need this total, but it's okay, it doesn't disturb anyone. So now we are going to generate our chart. You make sure you click on the Pivot Table Analyze, Pivot Chart, you take line, and then you OK, and you simply increase. Yeah. Now you have the option, if you don't like how it looks, to really make sure it looks nice, is to simply go to Design. Once you go to Design, you can click this drop down and take a look at the different options you have here to see if you can get anything you like. I really don't care about any of them, so yeah, I will leave this as it is. And you can go to Add Chart Elements. It's important you add a title for your chart. This axis. We want the chart title. We want to add a title at the top and say something about it. Now this, you also want to put it under so that your chart will have more area. For that, you go to Design, Add Chart Elements, and you look for Legend. Here's the legend. You want the legend to be at the bottom, and there you go. So you are done with it. Take this, put it on your Word document and talk about it because you can see what's going on. Now, by the way, let me just let you know the data. Where is the data coming from? Basically, the data is coming from our well in data. So you have these two data sets. Basically, it's coming from our well in data. So if you go to our wellindata.org and you browse by topic, and you go to, where are we? You can take energy and environment. Then you will see things about climate change, CO2 and greenhouse. You can explore them. You will find them there. So let me come back here. So I basically downloaded the data and made it in the right format for you. Now the next one, we've just dealt with the global temperature. Let's take a look at CO2. Now CO2, you have it for the G7 countries, and in addition to the G7 countries, I've added China and Brazil. China has one of the largest economies in the world now, and Brazil, by the size of the country, it's good to put it there. They are part of the BRICS. So let's go. I'll click here, go to Insert, Pivot Table, OK. Take CO2 emission per capita, put values, click on Sum, Value Field Setting, Average, Number Format, Number, OK. Take here and put it where you have row. Take country, put it where you have columns. Go to pivot table, analyze, pivot chart, line, OK. And here we go. So same thing. This time you will leave the legend here because there are too many of them. This looks like this because my screen is pretty big. Now it's important to add a chart title, and then you can take a look. For example, which country is this? Why? So the highest per capita. So you are taking the total pollution and you divide. In other words, this is what each inhabitant, this is the share of pollution contributed by each inhabitant. It's not really true because pollution is not equally distributed by inhabitant. However, it's just showing you that if you are dividing pollution by if you divide the amount of CO2 emission by the population, US has the greatest share. Then the second is Canada. It's as if the US is catching with Canada, especially during COVID. Then you can go down and see who comes next, Germany, and so on. So you can see the period of time. And if you want, I don't know if I inserted this. No, I'm not sure I made this in such a way that you could use no, you can insert a line because the data had some problems. So we will just leave it as it is. It's true, it's possible if you want for you to insert it as a slicer. Okay, you can insert it as a slicer and just choose the years you want. It's going to still work. You don't have to do it. I'm just exploring now. So let me see if I take from 2022 and let me go all the way to 215. I'll hold down shift, not command, shift this time. And I want to see what's going on. Yeah, I can compare from 2015. So this time you have to use slicer, but not a timeline because the date is not in a date format. I did not put it in a date format. It's in a text format. That's why you have to use this approach. But I don't think it's necessary. I think this gives you a good idea. So copy this, put it in Word and discuss. Generally, use the approach, what am I seeing in terms of the trend? Why is it like that? What's the implication? What can be done? Okay, have fun with this.